Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So I went up to London on Saturday and I did my art course. It was a paint pouring lesson for a couple of hours. It was something a little bit different to do. I went up to Tower Hill. They didn't have anything local to me, so I went all the way into London, but it was nice. The weather actually turned out really good. It stopped raining. It hasn't stopped since, but I did actually get to see some sunshine briefly. But paint pouring, well, let's just say I don't think that I will be holding any sort of art gallery showings at any point soon. It turned out fine. It was fun. It was different. You don't really know what you're doing. It looked great when I upturned it here. But by the time that I had to catch the tube, the underground, in somewhat a hot, close situation, then had to catch a train all the way back in a cardboard box with wet paint, what I bought through my front door did not quite resemble that. But regardless, you know, it was a bit of fun. That's what I went there for. I did. I came back with paint all over me like a child coming out of nursery school. But it was still fun. So let's get straight on in to the first royal news story. We have had a photograph released of Catherine, the Princess of Wales, which I can't share with you because it's a paparazzi shot. And it was her in the car with her mother, Carol Middleton. They were coming back from a school run and they were driving into Windsor. This blew up on social media. I thought at the time it was wrong and did not share the photograph because I thought this is really intrusive. She's asked for privacy. And TMZ, the American outlet, were the ones that had bought the picture. TMZ and American media and Australian media that have also shown the photograph do not have the same rules. Obviously, different country, different rules, different laws, but also they are not in any sort of agreement with the royal family that our UK press are. Not to the levels that Prince Harry tried to, you know, over-exaggerate in his court case that they've all got these shady deals going on, but as far as a reasonable expectation of privacy and paparazzi shots should not be sold or printed by UK press if they want to have a good relationship continuing with the royal family. In 1998, the year after Princess Diana lost her life, the Queen fired a very serious shot across the bow and she turned round and said, "You leave Princes William and Harry alone." She was not playing. And there was a big overhaul of the code of practice and how the media conduct business with paparazzi and also members of the royal family. This in turn led to the UK British media not publishing any photographs that are unauthorised by the palaces. So if the royals are out and about in public, you know, obviously there is an element of it where you're going to be seen. Obviously, people can take photographs. You and I can take photographs and we can sell it if we so wish to people like photo agencies such as Backgrid, for example. But this photograph is a perfect example of where it is not acceptable. Firstly, Catherine was on a school run. This is a major no-no and they know that. The photographs that we have ever seen of Catherine and William taking their children to school, they are pre-arranged. Now, obviously some paparazzi shots do make it on social media and Australian, America, all different countries because they do not have the same laws. Now, some people have said that the royal family organised this. They did this as proof of life. Yes, because the royal family really felt that they needed to do proof of life for Catherine. The only idiots that are saying, "Oh, we think she's dead," are the same people that thought that she was Banksy. Yes, there has been so many different conspiracy theories that have been flying around. They told us she was having an operation. They said it was an abdominal operation and they said that she will be back round about Easter time. So that is enough for the average person. But the people that are screaming the loudest, funnily enough, are Harry and Meghan supporters. And I've worked out why. I've worked out why they are screaming and shouting and making demands that they are told and how they've lost control of Prince William. It's because Harry and Meghan's narrative is being blown apart because Catherine and William can show and have shown that if you want privacy, even when you are the future king and queen, you can have it if you so seek it and ask for it. That is why the main people that are screaming and demanding to know all this intimate information that's none of their damn business are mainly Harry and Meghan supporters. There is nothing wrong with being inquisitive. There's nothing wrong with being concerned. But the demands that they're making, the things that they are saying, are more to do with, I've got the rights to know. And no, you don't. The fact is that when Harry and Meghan tried to say that they needed to take the children or the child then out of the UK because of the press pack, they would be forced in front of the media. I feel like that we are forced every single week, it seems like, with Harry and Meghan shoving themselves into the media. It's very clear the way Catherine and William release strategic photos of their children, personal ones, lovely ones that are obviously clearly out of their own family photo book. They are sharing a certain amount of their lives with the public, but it is under their control because we do not control them. Dr. Tessa Dunlop made the mistake the other day, a Freudian slip, shall we say, when Prince William had pulled out of his godfather's memorial. She said, we've lost control of Prince William because he dared to say that he had personal reasons for not attending. The thing is, people like her believe that they have control, or they should have control. The royal family is not there to be controlled. It's absolutely borderline ridiculous. But as I said, the people that are screaming the loudest over this are Harry and Meghan supporters, which is absolutely absurd because when you think about this paparazzi shot of Catherine, the UK media have not ran with it because it is in breach of their code of practice because she deserved a right of privacy. It was a school run. She's asked for privacy. She's quite clearly unwell in the car with her mother or recovering, you know, from her surgery. She deserved an element of privacy there. She was not out in a public space where anyone could take photographs of her. Unlike, let's bring it up, let's go there. Let's talk about the moment that Meghan arrived on the scene. Some people had predicted that she was going to be trouble because unlike any other royal girlfriend previously, we weren't getting sneaky paparazzi shots of where someone had taken a crafty shot of Harry and Chelsea on the beach on holiday. No, we were getting full-on, organised, D-list American pap strolls. The ones outside the gym are some of the cringiest ones that I've ever seen of Meghan, and we've seen lots of them now since she's been back in America. But this level, I mean, I would even say the cast from The Only Way is Essex and Jersey Shore could make it look more realistic. On top of Meghan's embarrassing gym stroll that we had, where she's casually on the phone flipping her ponytail, she was photographed walking back and forth outside the entrance to the palace, right? There are side entrances, there are secret entrances, there are lots of different ways that Meghan could have gone in and out. And at the time, I'm pretty certain that I read that the waiting members of the press had an office there and they saw her continuously walking back and forth, and one of them felt sorry for her and took the photograph. There are reasons why shots of Meghan that she set up paparazzi when she was dating Harry never made it into the UK media. These were all released across American magazines and stuff. We weren't seeing these in the UK because Harry had a degree of privacy with who he was dating. But Meghan was really pulling out the big guns. This is why she demanded that Harry tell the world that she was his girlfriend, because those sort of photographs were not being released by the UK media. People didn't know who she was. And at that point, it was obvious that the moment that their relationship went official, that's when it would be fair game. Harry was completely duped into Meghan threatening to leave him, that he just basically said, okay, let's tell the world. I'm worried that she's going to leave me. And Meghan's like, here we go, game face. Meghan has been arranging pap strolls non-stop, even when their relationship was official. Paps were called to Inskip's wedding, remember? This didn't go down well with the guests, with the bride and the groom. Meghan had organised the paparazzi to go there to take photographs of her with her arms around Harry. She knew that someone was there taking her photographs. And then obviously as the guests were complaining about it, Meghan showed her disdain for the fact that people dared to believe that poor innocent Meghan could dare arrange paparazzi. Now, a couple of big ones when Meghan actually was the official girlfriend was in the run-up to the wedding. Now, this is the one that I always believe was the trigger of the fallout with the Beckhams. Sarah Chapman, she is a beautician with friends like Victoria Beckham. You can imagine she has quite the A-list client list. Well, Victoria had being nice to Meghan, had sent her to go see Sarah Chapman. It was all in the run-up to the wedding. Now, Meghan had obviously said thank you by organising paparazzi. These are clear shots. They knew exactly where Meghan would be. She can't help herself. She's got that little narcissistic smirk as she's trying to hide behind the scarf. I think Meghan got called out by someone for alerting the paparazzi of where she would be, because this, I believe, is the moment when Meghan said to Harry, Victoria was the one that was calling the press and selling stories on her. Because it's funny, isn't it, that the fallout first actually happened round about this time when Harry rang David and accused Victoria of daring to sell stories, and these paparazzi shots were taken of Meghan with Sarah Chapman, who was Victoria's friend. I think that's when Meghan first started spinning that particular web to destroy that friendship of Harry's. It's clearly obvious that Meghan has always called the paps, which makes it even more unbelievable the way she's treated her father, because he actually used one of her friends that she has since used. She still used the same paparazzi guy. She has still worked with Jeff Rayner. She and Harry worked with Jeff Rayner when they went to LA. This is the man that destroyed Meghan's wedding near enough, that destroyed her relationship with her father. She's cut him dead, yet for him, for Jeff Rayner, the man that actually did it and convinced her father to do it, she still works with him. So that tells you everything about that storyline. I'm still not 100% convinced that Harry knew what was going on at this particular time. He must be used to it now. He must know every time he goes away that she's doing pap strolls. If he's getting particular attention in the media, she's doing pap strolls. He must know that Meghan does it by now. He can't surely believe that she's still being hounded like his mother was. Saying that, I think it's pretty obvious. Harry's done a few of his own pap strolls, so maybe he now just sees it as a great way to earn some extra money. Now, speaking of making some extra money from some photographs, well, this next story will make you chuckle or make you want to hide behind the cushions. It could go either way. And that is, a certain stripper is back in the headlines. An ex-stripper who has already done a kiss, strip and tell with Prince Harry in Las Vegas is back. Not enough that she auctioned off his underwear, she is now threatening to post naked photographs of Harry onto her OnlyFans account because he excluded her from his book. Carrie Royale says that she has plenty of pictures of a naked Harry back from 2012 from his jaunt doing strip poker. Now, firstly, I really hate to ruin Ms. Royale's fun, but that to me sounds a lot like blackmail and revenge porn. She's going to sell pictures of Harry, which basically she is selling on her OnlyFans account. People have to pay to view them, of him naked, because he excluded her from his book Spare. I mean, I'm quite shocked that he did manage to exclude her from Spare. That sounds like the sort of detail that Harry would have loved putting in the book. But it sounds like she's saying that if she doesn't get something out of it, then she's going to drop these photographs. She might, in fact, find herself in hot water. It's not like Harry's not litigious or anything. Mind you, saying that, it's Prince Harry. We know Prince Harry loves sharing every intimate detail about his blue frozen todger, more so than we've really cared to hear in recent months and years. As for Harry, I mean, what does he expect? They say if you lie with dogs, you get fleas. And I'm not calling her a dog, but you get what I mean. Harry has sold every single tawdry detail of his life and members of his family. He's disclosed certain information that he peed himself before he went on his first date with Meghan. He was in his own urine. He has spoken about, obviously we know about the drugs, but he's also spoken about when he lost his virginity, the fact that she called him like a bucking stallion. Sorry, gag, ick. But he has sold every intimate detail about his life. So he cannot expect, once you put that sort of level of information out there willingly by yourself, that other people are not going to go, well, I can't really get sued if he's put this sort of information out there, can I? I'm going to go for it. And then they are obviously going to open their very own can of worms and then start selling stuff. The fact that she did actually manage to auction off Harry's supposed boxer shorts from 2012 and she's kept hold of these pictures all this time makes me think, I'm not sure if she's being 100% truthful. But one thing I will say, and I think I feel comfortable in saying I speak for a large number of people when I say, dear Ms. Royale, no thank you. No, thank you. We don't need to see them. Thank you very much. But no, it's a no from the UK. Thank you. Now, this brings me to my final story, and that is tomorrow, Meghan is going to have the microphone and she's going to be in Austin, Texas at the South by Southwest Conference and Festival on a panel with 4 other women. The 1-hour segment is labelled as Breaking Barriers, Shaping Narratives and How Women Lead on and Off Screen. Well, I can't think of any barriers that Meghan's actually broken. I mean, well, the only thing that I can think of is she's managed to gaslight people into believing that the truth no longer matters, it's only her truth. If she gets caught out lying, even by courts and judges, it's okay. She never actually said it was the truth, it's just how she felt at the time. Got it. As for Meghan's shaping narratives, well, we know that she certainly likes to shape and to bend them to suit whichever agenda that she is trying to plug at the time. As for Meghan leading on and off screen, well, let's be honest, she's never been a leading lady. She never led anyone on screen. Blink and you miss her film roles, and then being number 6 on the call sheet, the girlfriend of the main character on Suits. As for off-screen, the only thing that Meghan has managed to successfully lead is Prince Harry around the garden. Now, on this panel and the advertisement for it, Meghan's name appears first, naturally, as does the standard sort of trumpet blowing that we have become accustomed to, including her most recent bio that appeared on Sussex.com. Remember, she got a whole couple hundred more words than Prince Harry. She's a feminist, a champion of human rights and gender equity, a New York Times best-selling author and the co-founder of Archwell and Archwell Productions, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Okay, let's break this down, shall we? Meghan the feminist. The irony is not lost on me that the so-called feminist is using her husband's titles to promote herself. As for Meghan, the champion of human rights, she ignored the backer people. I'm not letting this one rest. These are the tribe in Africa that have been badly, horrifically treated by Harry's charity that he was president of up until 7-8 months ago, and he's now on the board of directors, Africa Parks. He and Meghan were notified by letter and by video by the backer tribesmen of the atrocities that were being committed under Harry's watch. It's not just the fact that clearly neither Harry or Meghan did anything then, it's the fact that they've remained completely silent, like this story never existed. And yet she's trying to convince the world that she's somehow a champion for human rights. As for Meghan labelling herself a champion of gender equity as well, well, let's be real about that, shall we? What does that mean? That means that Meghan has sent a couple of letters to representatives of the House in the middle of policy-making decisions. She's also sent the letters from the office of the Duchess of Sussex. Yes, Meghan has used her British royal titles to lobby senators. And also the fact that Meghan somehow thinks because she sent a publicised letter to speakers of the House, to senators, because she's called them, that she would have any effect on policies that are in the middle of having decisions made about them. Meghan Markle wouldn't even make a blip on their decisions, let alone the Duchess of Sussex. Now, also listed is Meghan calling herself a #1 New York Times bestseller. Let's also keep this real, shall we? Meghan's book, The Bench, was a poem that she'd written privately for Harry that starts off, it's dedicated to the man and the boy that make my heart go pump, pump. It's hardly Pulitzer Prize-winning sort of stuff. But the fact is that the #1 accolade was actually for the category of best-selling children's picture book. So it was down to the illustrations that were actually created by Christian Robinson. But hey, you know, that's just a minor detail, right, Meghan? I mean, why would you want to give him any sort of credibility for what actually got your book onto that particular list? So let's discuss the other women that are on the panel. We have Emmy award-winning journalist and New York Times bestseller, Katie Couric, who, guess what? She's also working at the Aspen Institute alongside Prince Harry. So that's how she got her. Next up, we have Golden Award nominee, actress, model, entrepreneur and New York Times bestselling author, Brooke Shields. She's also a former WME client, and I think someone pulled some strings. Then we have finally Nancy Wang Yuan, who is an author, sociologist, Pop culture expert, diversity, equity and inclusion consultant, specialises in race ethnicity in film and TV, especially Asian American representation in Hollywood. She also appeared on an episode of Archetypes called The Dragon Lady. All of these women have lifelong achievements. All of these women are educated, or I would say in that particular instance, an expert in the field. They certainly have a lot more achievements and a lot more experience than an ex-cable TV actress that married a British prince. Meghan can call herself a duchess and a humanitarian as much as she likes, but neither are job titles nor are they actual achievements. Now, the fifth lady that will be involved on the panel is actually Erin Haynes. She's an American journalist. She is editor-at-large of the 19th. Her work centres on voting rights, race, gender and politics. And she was one of the first women to bag an interview with Meghan post-Megxit. But again, that's obviously how the women know each other. Now, this will make you laugh. The trumpet blowing does not end with the fact that Meghan is headlining. South by Southwest have done their very own little intro for Meghan. Meghan has been chosen by South by Southwest because she and the other guests are seen as visionary female leaders at the forefront of news, media, entertainment and philanthropy. Did you pick up on that? It's Meghan was the one that was picked and then the other guests, you know, the other ones. It's got her fingerprints all over it, and it doesn't stop there. Look at the women's bios right on this website. First of all, you've got Katie's bio, not a lot there. Then you've got Erin's bio, not a lot there. Then you've got Brooke Shields, again, not a lot there. Then you get Meghan's. It's an essay. It's like War and Peace. The difference is all of these women do have actual notable things to put down in their career. And Meghan, I think that she keeps doing these massive fluff pieces, and her bio, she keeps putting so much stuff in there because we know that Meghan actually hasn't done anything notable. Those who shout the loudest have the most to prove. And that's not just the only reason why Meghan has bigged herself up so much, because when you actually look and see who organised this panel, the session is presented by the Archwell Foundation and the 19th. So basically, Archwell have bought this segment. Meghan has had to pay for her own panel. That's why she knows the women. And this is why Meghan is having a moment. This is why she's headlining. That's why Meghan was chosen, because Archwell has actually organised this group meeting of these women to have what seems to be, I'm sure, a very exciting discussion. But I just find that absolutely hilarious. I guess all those £1 million per speech Harry Walker agency contracts she was going to get isn't working out. Now Meghan literally has to pay for her own microphone moments. We saw the effort and the skill that went into keeping the microphone away from Meghan at the Kevin Costner fundraiser. So now Meghan is so desperate to make sure that she does in fact get the mic, she's now paying to do so. All I can say about the moderator to this, Erin Haynes, she is certainly going to have her work cut out for her, trying to let the other women get a word in edgeways. And if it's anything to go by, when Meghan was at the One Young World Summit, she managed to mention herself 54 times in 7 minutes when she was meant to be giving an inspirational speech to other people. Absolutely everybody knows that Meghan's favourite subject, her favourite topic, no matter whether she was working for the royal family, whether she was doing a fashion event, whether she was at the One Young World Summit, UN Women, you name it, everybody knows that Meghan's favourite subject is herself. And if you don't believe me, if you need that little bit of extra proof, I've got the perfect video clip for you to watch. And this was when Meghan was again representing women on International Women's Day. And, well, let's just say that Mimi rides again. Note, guys, I will be back with you tomorrow and I will see you very soon. Take care for now. Bye.